Hi, I'm Selena Panikot, and today's session is about how to construct learning outcomes for a unit of instruction. But before we begin, what are learning outcomes? A learning outcome is a statement that describes what knowledge, skills, and values learners should acquire by the end of a teaching learning process. Why are learning outcomes important? Imagine you need to travel to a new location. What do? Yes, open up Google Maps. But what is the first thing you need to put into Google Maps? Of course, your destination or the target you need to reach. Without that, your Google Map would not be able to help you with the best ways to reach that particular target. The distance you have to travel or the time it will take to reach that destination. Same goes with any teaching learning process as well. When we want students to learn something, we need to decide the target or the outcome that is expected for them by the end of the learning process. Because this provides clarity not only the teacher but also to the students and what students must know, must understand, and must be able to do by the end of that lesson. For the teachers, it helps them to plan the learning activities and the assessments according to the learning outcomes planned. For students, it gives them a mental map of the direction and the distance they will cover to reach the particular target. It's just like Google Maps. There are two major parts in a learning outcome statement. The first is the action verb and the other is the object. The action verb actually describes the cognitive process used by the learner to demonstrate his or her learning. One thing you must be careful when selecting the action verb is that it must be measurable or observable. Some examples are to explain, to describe, to compare, to design. A non-example would be to understand, because it is a verb which cannot demonstrate student learning. That is, it is non-observable and non-measurable. There is an easy location to get these verbs from. It's called as the Bloom's taxonomy. Educationist Bloom mapped the cognitive process into different levels from fundamental to complex, beginning with remembering to creating, to describe the thinking process or the cognitive process in humans. Bloom's taxonomy also provides us with the action verbs that described each particular level of the cognitive process. These verbs can be used by teachers in creating learning objectives. As I mentioned earlier, there are two major steps to a learning outcome statement. The latter part of the learning outcome statement refers to the object. The object can be the conceptual knowledge, physical skills, socio-emotional skills, or values and attitudes that students are expected to acquire by the end of the lesson. For example, conceptual knowledge in English can be about writing conventions. In social studies, it could be about the French Revolution. Similarly, physical skills in mathematics can be the various tools used for measurement. And in science could be about handling scientific equipment. Examples of social emotional skills include collaboration and persistence. Now let's move on to some examples of learning outcomes in the next slide. As I mentioned earlier, learning outcomes are statements that describe what learners produce at the end of the lesson. Let's take up the first example. It says that students will be able to identify the main idea and purpose of the given passage. Here, identify refers to the action verb and the remaining sentence represents the object, and here it specifically refers to the conceptual knowledge. Please go through the other examples given below. In the next session, we will discuss about the importance of organizing and sequencing the learning outcomes for a unit of learning.